Hello and welcome to your Daily Five with Jane Gallina, also known as Airplane Jane. You can reach me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and my website, cjanetrade.com. And if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at jane@cjanetrade.com. Right now, with the market in a bearish movement, I was looking for those potential bullish trades, and the semiconductor charts started to show some buying action. Right now, first up, I do have IBM, and this is a daily chart. What I'm liking here is that I'm starting to see some volume coming in. These are the equi-volume candles on StockCharts, and I'm seeing the buying wicks. So I'm seeing that this is slowly, this is our 50 simple moving average, that we are testing it. We dropped below, had some buying come into it, and are moving to the upside. On the bigger picture, on the weekly chart, you can see that we have been moving up, that we are setting higher lows. And I do like that, also holding the 24 EMA. That tends to be my trend change direction on the weekly. So you can see back in December, we started to hover above it, a little blip below in February, March. But other than that, we've really been holding above and very close to breaking out further up above 37.50. If we can break above here, hold it. You see, we do have some buying wicks on the weekly chart, but we have, selling wicks right here, and we have some buying coming into it. So as long as we can really stay above 130, I like this further to the upside, potentially up to test the 150s in the upcoming months. Looking at Qualcomm, definitely in a downward trend. These, like I said, most of the market is bearish right now. So we need to have that buying power come in. We need to have bigger volume. You can see we have a bigger volume movement to the downside right here, but we've hit support roughly at 130. So I would need this to break back up above 130. We have a lot of little buying wicks right here, but it still is in that downward motion. So let's look at it on that bigger picture. You can see bigger buying wicks here. And again, we would need to break up above 130. That's where a lot of this big volume is. And then confirmation to me would be above 140. And right now we're still in that downward trend. So if we hit above 140 with bigger volume, that first test really up in the 150 area, if we can break out and hold above there, you can see as we broke below that 24 EMA, that trend really did break to the downside. All right. Next up is Skyworks Solutions, another one in the sector. We are setting higher lows again over here, some buying wicks that are coming into it, but it's hard to pick a truly bullish stock, in my opinion, right now, as the market is moving to the downside. However, we are going digital with the financial system. I have no doubt in that. And so computers, microchips, semiconductors are very, very important. When we look at this on the bigger picture, you can see, again, we seem to have had that downward trend, slowing, buying coming into it, very big volume day back or week back here, the beginning week of May, and looking for this to break above 105 with some strong volume. So a lot of these are on watch, not necessarily ready for the trade just yet. And I would look, you can see here, we tested that 24 EMA. We are in that downward motion. So you have to be careful above that 105 area. I'd look for a move up to 125, looking to test that 112.50. We break above 112.50, then up to 125. NXP Semiconductors. We have a little bit of an ascending triangle right here. Let's draw it out for you guys. So we have the upward trend line right here, all the way over, and then resistance right at about 185. So we have support area roughly 175 to watch, and that confirmation breakout up above 185. Let's look at it on a bigger picture of the weekly. We can see a bit almost of an inverted head and shoulders right here as well, that 185 area. So looking to see if we can really break out and move to the upside. Again, this is roughly 160. So that would be $25. We'd add that on 590, 210 target to the upside on the bigger picture. If we're able to break out above 185, right? This is waiting for those optimal setups and then taking action once the charts show us that we are able to break above the resistance area with volume, of course. Next one is Texas Instruments. So Texas Instruments has sort of been a bit wild. We've sort of had a flow already. So we've seen since February, we came down, moved up. It's range bound at the moment, but we had bigger selling that came in right at 175. So looking for this upward trend to continue again and break out above 175. Let's look at it on the bigger picture. It does look like we've had a slowdown, right? We came down in the beginning of 2022, found support over here, resistance right here in that range trading, right? So are we going to break down below here? Potential opportunities here, either direction on the weekly chart, not so much basing, but we do have these buying wicks right here that do interest me to see this move up to the long side, as well as this big volume right here around 170. So again, 175 area, looking for that to come up, test 185 volume level, shelf right here on the volume histogram. And then above that, potentially looking for new highs when we can break out over here. So all of these are potential trade setups waiting for that confirmation and breakout to happen. The market is in a difficult spot for long traders at the moment. And I do really follow the dark pool trades, which are the large, big prints placed by those billionaires in the market. If you'd like to learn more, please come and join me over at thedarkpools.com. And that is your Daily 5 for today with Jane Gallina. Carpe Profit, seize those profits one trade at a time.